What's good, everyone? This is JMB434 back with another Back to Black and Gold episode. This was the 7th of August 2012. The tournament continues going in for who is going to be the first ever NXT World Champion. So, start the show. Michael McGillicutty going one on one with Justin Gabriel. Both men start with a lockup. Gabriel starts with an arm lock, which is reversed by McGillicutty. Gabriel hits a suplex for a 1 count. Gabriel attempts for a test of strength and takes down McGillicutty again for a 1 count. McGillicutty fights back with a headlock of his own with an Irish whip, but with another shoulder tackle by Gabriel. Gabriel works on the arm, and it's an arm drag. Gabriel continues with another arm drag and attempts a Russian leg sweep. McGillicutty gains control with a shoulder tackle and attempts a perfect plex, but gets reversed. Gabriel attempts a submission as we go into commercial break. And as we come back from commercial break, McGillicutty gets control and hits a backbreaker for a 2 count. McGillicutty applies a chin lock. Gabriel goes for a high flying move to be countered into a drop kick by McGillicutty. McGillicutty gets a right hand again for another 2 count. McGillicutty replies another chin lock. McGillicutty continues to pressure with knees to the face, and it's a lovely snap mirror. Once again, McGillicutty applies a chin lock. Gabriel fights back with several rights. McGillicutty and Gabriel both have the same plan, going for a crossbody. Gabriel gets offense with a kick to the face. Gabriel does end up getting a crossbody for a 2 count. Gabriel attempts to go for his passionate 450, one of the best 450s in the business. McGillicutty moved out the way beforehand, which I thought was clever. McGillicutty hits a perfect plex for another 2 count. Gabriel then retains control as he goes for a moonsault but misses. McGillicutty hits a running net breaker and picks up the win, so he advances into the semifinals. I thought this was not a bad match. If I'm very honest, this was pretty much not a bad little match. Seemed to go a lot more back and forth than most matches that we've seen so far. Except CJ Parker, now known as Juice Robinson in AEW, against Cassius Ohno, who is now Chris Hero in AEW. Match starts with a lockup. Parker takes down Ohno with a fireman's carry. Goes back into another lockup. Ohno works on a hammerlock. Parker reverses and takes down Ohno for another 2 count. Ohno seemed quite rocked by the start of CJ. Ohno gets control by placing Parker's legs inside the apron. Ohno gets a 1 count. Ohno hits a lovely senton splash for a 2 count. Ohno applies a chin lock. Parker fights back with some shots to the abdomen. Ohno reapplies some pressure. Parker again tries to fight back. Ohno hits numerous kicks to the face. Cassius gets a boot. Goes for the boot while Parker reverses. Parker fights back with some kicks and gets another lovely X kick for a 2 count. Booker T-esque. Ohno fights back with a kick to the face, with Ohno running Parker's face into the mat several times. Ohno hits a bull hammer and gets the win for 1, 2, 3. Now, I thought it'd been pretty much be a bit of a squash match for to show that Cassius Ohno was going to be a big player. But again, as I said, future Juice Robinson and Chris Hero in AEW. Backstage, we have the highlights of Jason Jordan and Mike Dalton, later to be known as Tyler Breeze, showing the victory last week over Hunico and Camacho. Riley Reid speaks to both men, and they decide that they're going to be teaming up full-time following their upset win over 2 guys that were from SmackDown. Both men went on to have good little runs. Jason Jordan and the tag team, and Mike Dalton as Tyler Breeze. Next up, before we get to the first Divas match, we have an Ascension segment. And they are going to be rising again. That's going to be next week. Next match, Divas match, got Paige and Tamina Snuka versus Kaylee Turner and Caitlyn. Match starts with Snuka and Turner. Turner slaps Tamina. Both women go for a lockup. Tamina overpowers Turner. Turner rolls out, tags in Caitlyn. Caitlyn starts very strong. Snooker reverses into a hammerlock. Snooker again reverses to finally get Caitlyn into a headlock. This is a very more of a back and forth sort of style. Kick to the abdomen. Snooker gets up after a couple of taunting by Caitlyn. Tamina gets control and gets a 2 count. Paige finally gets a tag and starts an assault on Caitlyn. Paige was very over here, by the way. She's very fiery. The Ravenhead, fiery Ravenhead by what William Regal calls her. Good Lord, he was right. Paige gets a headlock onto the canvas. Paige continues to pressure with some kicks to the head. Caitlyn fights back with a clothesline. Turner gets a tag. Takes down Paige for a 1 count. Paige fights back with some kicks and another 1 count. Tamina gets a tag and some double teaming by both women. Tamina attempts a slam. Turner tries firing out of it, but slips over. It's quite a bit embarrassing. Turner tags in Caitlyn and a series of drop kicks for another 1 count. Turner does a blind tag, and it's a snapmare on Tamina. Turner gets a chin lock on Tamina. She fights back and hits a Samoan drop. Paige gets a tag and unleashes some rage and hits a beautiful fall-away slam for 2 counts, break up by Caitlyn. Well, Caitlyn was trying to argue with Tamina. Paige hits a crucifix on Turner and gets a 3 count. This was not a bad little tag match, to be fair. This was actually quite entertaining. It was not a bad match. Now, the next match, main event of the night, the NXT Championship Tournament quarterfinals, is Bo Dallas versus Jinder Mahal. Bo's over. Jinder comes out to nothing. This is what happens in this time. Because in Full Sail, the Full Sail is pretty much trying to get used to the crowds. Both men lock up. Mahal gets Dallas into the corner. Mahal goes for a test of strength. Mahal gets him back into a headlock. Bo reverses into a back body drop for a 2 count. Mahal regains control with a forearm shot to the face. Mahal gets Dallas into the corner and hits some shoulder tackles. Mahal whips Dallas into the corner. Dallas gets a knee to the face. Dallas hits a crossbody for a 1 count. And again gets another roll up. That's for a 1 count, with Jinder rolling out the ring in frustration as we go into commercial break. Crowd never really got into this match, even though they like Bo, but they just did not get into this at all. Mahal has a chin lock as we come back from the break. Dallas fights back with some right arms. Mahal hits a lower dropkick for a 2 count. Mahal continues the assault and hits a neck breaker for another 2. Dallas fights back with some right arms. Mahal hits an STO and then goes some knees to the chest of Dallas for another 2 count. Mahal continues with knees to the face and an elbow drop for another 2. Mahal puts back into a chin lock. Dallas fights back with some reversals after a jawbreaker. Dallas fights back with a series of clotheslines. It's a lovely takedown, and that's for another 2 count. Mahal attempts to regroup with some elbows after inverted slam for a 2 count. Dallas is a lovely bulldog up the middle rope for another near fall. Dallas sidesteps another kick by Mahal, and has quite a nasty landing. Beforehand, Mahal was trying to plead for mercy for Dallas to not attack him. Mahal puts in the camel clutch. Fans were chanting no for Bo not to tap. Bo has no choice but to tap out. Mahal wins by submission. He moves on to the semifinals in the NXT Championship Tournament. So that is it for this video. This is Back to Black and Gold. Once again, like I've said from the get-go, we are trying to get through everything from 2012, because Black and Gold does not hit its stride until, I'd say, 2014, 15, and then we are really then up and running. So I want to just reiterate the plan once again. We are going to be covering every takeover. We are also going to be covering like any special show that I can find on YouTube. We may have some guests on for the GOAT, which is TakeOver New York. And everyone knows that's the best takeover of all time. So that is it for this day's episode of NXT Back to Black and Gold. If you haven't followed the series already, hit the like and subscribe button. Much appreciated. Depending on how popular the series is, if you want me to cover 2.0, if you want to put me through misery and watch that shit, then I'll do it just for everyone. So that is it for this day's episode of NXT Back to Black and Gold. Hit the like and subscribe button. Please take care of yourselves, and hopefully you have a nice rest of your